In this video, we are going to give you a more in-depth look at the Midas data warehouse from the front end. There is a separate video for looking at the publishing features of Midas data warehouse available to customers. The first thing you'll see when you get to the landing page is that the consultations are listed in a table. This table is highly configurable. For example, if you click on any of the columns, then you'll see the sorting changes from ascending to descending, and you can also search the table for keywords. Above the table, you will see additional filters. These include consultor, year, subtopic, and so on. Just click Clear Filters to get rid of any searches. At the very top of the page, there is also something we call collections. Collections transcend any of the other filters. For example, in the green collection, you can find consultations from any consultor about any issue relating to green and in any location. This means that finding consultations is very straightforward. It's also possible to search for consultations using keywords. For example, if you type bus, you will see any record that includes that word. Furthermore, you can click into any of these and get the full details. The power of this is that the keywords will also be applied to any documents uploaded into the system, so this is a very deep search. For now, let's go back to the main page. In the consultation list, you will notice that some records are highlighted with a flag. This is what we call a consultation precedent. In other words, the consultation has been highlighted by the Institute for having a special interest. Let's go in and have a look at an individual consultation record by selecting a particular consultor and click on the record name in the table. This next page brings up all the details we have on this consultation. At the very top, you'll see the heading and subheading, and underneath an indication of any particular collection this consultation is in. You can click around the consultation record quickly by using the shortcuts on the right-hand side. Underneath, there is a summary box. This will tell you who the consultors are, location, opening and closing dates, and so on. If you click on any consultor, you will see they have their own landing page which is branded, and any relevant consultations listed underneath in its own table. This is great for having your own landing page which you might promote as a consultor via your own website. Tags are underneath the summary box. These help index the consultation. There is a short summary and there's a link to the original website. There is a section for background information. This might be related, for example, to any pre-consultation activity, and there's a separate section for identifying who the decision makers were. The Institute's consultation mandate is incorporated. This includes the reasons and what can and cannot be influenced by the consultation. And there is a section on the design. This includes who the data analyst was, any social media hashtags, and the scale of the consultation. There are separate sections for the presented options, and these include a breakdown of those who agreed and disagreed with any particular option, and the narrative for and against any particular proposal. Underneath this, we have more aspects of the design. This includes the number of questionnaires and types of ways to respond to the consultation, the deliberative response mechanisms, the participation rates, the number of instances of public meetings, and so on. The compliance section will give you interesting information about whether the consultation met best practice standards. For example, whether it had any kind of equalities monitoring, or if it included an FOI statement. Towards the bottom of the record, you start to see interesting information about the output, if it's available. This includes a breakdown of response rates by the various attributes, age, gender, and so on. There's a narrative section for an outcome, and then at the very bottom, an information layer provided by TCI relating to any legal challenges from the consultation, including the relevant piece of legislation which relates to the consultation itself. All the consultation documents can be uploaded and downloaded directly from Midas without going to the original source. There is even a section for links to TCI content, stories, and so forth, which might appear on the standard TCI website. Furthermore, at the very bottom, it's possible to add a comment about the consultation. On the right-hand side column, you will see we have a data indicator. This tells you how many fields in our record are populated based on the number of fields available. For example, this may or may not be an options-based consultation, in which case the total number of available fields is reduced. However, if it is, then this will be accounted for in the percentage. When a consultation is first launched, there is missing information, such as the output and the outcome. In this instance, the data graphic will be reduced. However, there are also consultations for which certain types of data are just not available. In this instance, we consider this as missing data. Further down on the right-hand side, you'll see there's a link to our Midas Resolve system. This is for consultees and stakeholders to take them to our vulnerability checklist in order for them to determine whether they feel a consultation is vulnerable to challenge.